Not many times you get to hear that Liverpool fans will be rooting for United fans this week. Welcome to another episode of All Balls, Game Week 28 in progress. I have a variety of guests on the show today. I'm going to be introducing you to one of the All Balls members as well. Boys, how's it going?
Good.
Great.
Thank you, Rahul, for having me on our show. It's
Okay,
nice of
so
you to do that.
yeah, since you heard the cocky red t-shirt Liverpool fans speak, that is Scott. He is part of our All Balls team. Of course, we have Michael representing West Ham. We have 13-year-old wonder kid from Goa. I've seen you do rainbows. Look at him go. Look at him go. There we go.
Come
We
on.
have Ethan De Silva and we have 45-year. Oh, sorry. We have Manvinder from his courtroom joining us as the United fan. Boys, thank you for joining us. I'm going to jump straight into the game at Anfield. And I'm going to start with you, Michael. You probably caught Liverpool at the wrong time. They're picking up form with A team and B team.
I'd argue that Liverpool also has caught us at the wrong time for them also. I mean, yes, Liverpool are doing really well right now, but in an odd way, the fact that we just got out of the FA Cup, as in we just lost against Southampton, that actually would put the focus on us getting the top 6 spot more. So I think this is as equally important for West Ham as it is for Liverpool. And I would like to say that you said that Liverpool fans are probably cheering for Man United fans. I'm pretty sure Man United fans are also cheering for Liverpool.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say, Michael.
No, I don't think they are because you guys are probably, in the last couple of games, you all have given away that pressure that you all had. The only pressure we have is from Arsenal, and that's also 50% of it because, well, it's Arsenal. But Scott, I'm going to come to you. How does it feel finally coming on the show after looking up to me for so long, finally with me, sharing the screen with me? But jokes aside, Jota's back. Your new signings are doing well. And Joel Matip has been kind of a find this season.
Yeah, we've been performing super well. We can't complain. Obviously, we just picked up our first silverware. Got a little lucky in the process, but we'll take it. But I think Diaz has made a big contribution to the team already because just for this little time period when Jota and Firmino are out, we would have had a problem there again. We would have had either Origi or a Chamberlain come in. But Diaz has come in and he's fit in there so well. Like he's been there for like a year now and it's just been barely a few games. So I think it's good. I think Michael was a little right because West Ham were on a downer with what they were going through. The only player playing for them was Bowen, but at least now they seem like they're finding their rhythm. I know the last loss isn't going to help them, but you can never write off West Ham. They're just too strong.
And Michael, coming back to West Ham and coming back to Jared Bowen, is it a concern that he's the only player that has technically been winning you games in the recent past? Your main goal scorers in Antonio and probably Benrahma not doing so well. Declan Rice, personally, I'm a fan of. But as a unit, I would say there's probably 6 or 7 players in there who are playing to their peak. And you're missing those other 4, which is why the 1 points are not converted into 3 and probably even the zeros are not converted into 1.
I kind of agree, but Antonio just scored in the League Cup. So maybe, hopefully that could actually help him to get that bit of juju out so that he can come in and score well, probably get back his Premier League scoring form. And it was Soucek who was our game winner last time. So Soucek was also out of goal scoring form for some time. And then he suddenly got a goal last game week. So hopefully that also still translates on. Honestly, I think considering the fact that you just said Liverpool are on fire with all this thing, this is the same Liverpool team, almost same Liverpool team that we beat 3-2 when we faced them the first time. Because we faced the same team with Matip, Van Dijk, everything. The only difference is what Scott did bring in. Luis Diaz has come into the club, and I think that's going to be a huge factor later on into the game. Because I think this is going to be a slobber knocker of a game. It's not going to be pretty, actually, to be honest. I think we're going to go down there and we're just going to try to batten our hatches down and see how things go.
It cost me an extra $2,000 because of that game because I was nicely drinking and enjoying it. But I'm going to quickly bring in Ethan here since we have Dyron Fernandez who has said, come on, Ethan, the boy with the fan following and the Man City t-shirt on. Liverpool form a concern or you think West Ham's good enough to take this one?
West Ham are strong. They're fast, but I don't see them beating Liverpool. Liverpool seem unstoppable at the moment. every day of the week.
Michael, all age groups have knocked you out. But I'm going to go back to Scott. Options in the front a problem because considering Luis Diaz is in, Firmino might not get that much time. Jota got injured while he was in the form of his life, may not start this game. Does that affect form? Does that affect mentality of a player? And will that affect the scoreline or the game in any way?
No, it's always good to have options up top. I mean, the good thing about Liverpool is now we're playing really well and we're in all competitions. So to rotate your front three is not a bad thing at all. I mean, you've got Champions League coming, you've got FA Cup, and you've got Premier League, which we are all still in. So it's nice to keep it rolling in terms of, and not just your forward line, even your midfield right now. Klopp is just like rotating. I think the only person who's kind of in there centrally is Fabinho, who's not been moving out too much. But other than that, like everyone's been switching around, and it's great because they're playing sometimes like twice in 1 week. You play a weekend game, and then sometimes you're playing either an FA Cup or a Champions League in between. And the good thing about our options is the chemistry is unbelievable. Whether it's a Firmino, whether it's a Jota, whether it's a Diaz, whether it's a Salah, Mane on field, the combination just clicks and works. So, I mean, we can't complain.
That was technically 80 goals for the season in those names. But since he mentioned FA Cup twice, I'm going to bring Vicky in. We're out of the cup.
Scotty doesn't know jack shit, man. He's just becoming a manager in the group Premier League. He's going to find out having options and benching them and all this jazz that he wants to like name everyone. Great, you know the name of the players in your squad. Brilliant, Scotty. But putting them the way Ragnick did 2-2-2-2-2 and Rahul and me spent some 3 hours from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. trying to figure out.
Yeah, we are also doing 2-2-2-2 only.
Listen,
no, but you played as a United fan. Now you have West Ham, who's not too far. They're probably one game short of putting pressure on United. Spurs and Arsenal very close. Draw would be the best result for you as a United fan and for me, but I'm not saying it loud. I just did. But I mean, also, you wouldn't like to see Liverpool win. So all this works in your favor. And what do you have to say about the game?
One thing I think which Michael said, this is going to be a cracker of a game. It's not going to be pretty football. They're going to go for it at each other. And I mean, as much as I would hate United to be put under pressure before a derby, nothing beats seeing Liverpool lose in a league game. So, Michael, I think the old age supports you. Also, it would be great if you have a player on the pitch, take it rather than bring someone in just on the side. Otherwise, it's all cool.
I would like to point out that a United supporter would rather watch us lose than watch someone win who would catch up to them on points. That's how much the hate is. It's amazing.
We're a team with United team with legacy, history, Falana, Dimkara, managers, Ronaldo, Pogba, everything. We have a goalkeeper who's made the most saves in this season. I think that says enough. But again, Ethan, I would just like to show you that City and Arsenal are not United's biggest rivals.
They don't matter. They're not up to our level at the moment. We don't care about them that much.
Listen, your club is as old as you, first of all. your club is probably 2 years younger than you. Pep has shaved his head 13 times in the 13 years that you supported City. So I would leave that. But no, I mean, you can say that he's one of the genuine City fans who's not gone from, City being poverty struck to suddenly having money and doing what they're doing. He's been, again, a recent City fan. And since on that note, Ethan, I'm going to ask you for a scoreline.
What do you mean by scoreline? I'm sorry.
A West Ham Liverpool scoreline. What's your predicted score?
Prediction.
2-1 for Liverpool.
Whoa, level on points before the derby. Playing it close to the chest. Michael, you want one or more?
I'm saying it'll be 2-2.
2-2. And since Michael, you're on the show, I want to ask you this. What would be Kumar's predicted scoreline for this?
No, I think pretty much every West Ham fan is pretty sober at this point because we've been on a really bad run of points. But since you mentioned it was Kumar, I'm pretty sure he'd be going for 1-0 victory where we eke out a win, I guess so.
Where the extraterrestrials come and save West Ham.
Wait, I'd like to add this point actually. I completely forgot to add this point.
Oh, okay.
No, not the terrestrials part. The part where Liverpool are on their best form and we are not that good. If you notice one thing about West Ham's play, and this is something which has frustrated me for quite some time actually, we're really not good on the front foot. We're losing or drawing these games against teams that we're supposed to be beating or supposed to be at least theoretically much better at if we're going to go for a top 6 spot. We do very well on the counter. So if anything, Liverpool's style of play and their form would actually be good for us. So I think we are going to be able to capitalize a lot on that.
And Scott, on that note, a scoreline.
I think it's going to be a tough game, obviously. They're going to give us a good fight. But I think it'll be 2-1 till the end of the game and we'll get that third in the 90th minute. I think we'll beat them 3-1.
Improving GD also. Okay, coming to my favorite, Mr. Mishra with the scoreline.
I think there will be goals in the game. Gut feeling 3-2 to West Ham. Soucek, 90th minute cross, header, winning the game for them.
Yes.
Just leaving it out there. You know what happened?
You want his address? I'll send it to you. But we moved from there to the Etihad. Ethan, I'm going to bring you in first. You've predicted a Liverpool win, which means you're level on points with them when you go into this game.
Yes.
And you've not had the dominance over United that you wanted to have over the last, say, 3 to 4 years. You know, you've won games convincingly, but you've also lost sitters. I mean, you've given away easy goals, penalties, cheap free kicks. So is that going to come into play, or like the last game, you will comfortably walk over them?
But it all depends on United, I think. I think that it depends on them if they play the kind of football that we're weak against, because City can't take the counters that much. If you look at all Spurs, they beat us with the counter. If you look against any other team that's beat us, they always beat us on the counter. So if United really focus on the counter, on those quick attacking movements, and I feel like they could win over us, but still hopeful.
And Vicky, do you agree with that? Or do you think that under Aniek, after the first 15 minutes of pressing, I mean, we pretend to press, but they're still attacking football somewhere?
Honestly, given the way things are faced, I think Rangnick will take a more conscious call than to go and press them blindly. There's been a little bit of chatter already in the dressing room of late. And if they really want to go and blindly press from the top, with Ronaldo's current frails, fragilities coming out, I think they will be more sensible to maybe just push City out wide. And let's see. I honestly don't expect Rangnick to go and start pressing from the first ball. But then again, knowing United, they'll do it for 25 minutes and then hope that someone like Paul Scholes will come and score a winner or a header. Or maybe who's the most unlikely player you think who can score a winner for United this season?
David De Gea.
Fred's going to score a winner.
Fred is scoring.
Before you point fingers at the player I hate the most, I would like to bring out the fact that he has more goals than Messi this year.
But that
Just
is
saying.
So yeah, I believe Fred out. Who's the most unlikeliest?
McTominay?
I don't know. No, De Gea probably. I mean, then no one else is going to score. But coming, to this pressing topic, Ethan, do you think it falls into City's play and into City's hands that United will press them? Because City are a kind of team that like to keep the ball, play it around. And if you beat that initial press, United's known for its defensive vulnerabilities. And they're known to concede goals. I mean, clean sheets and United have not gone hand in hand this season. So if United press, do you think that is, advantage City?
Yes, absolutely. I think we'll get an entire advantage because we're calm and cool under pressure. We play the balls through the lines and just one gap that we find and we're through on goal.
And I'm going to bring Scott in since he has, the liberty of a 5-0 win over United. It was easy with the kind of players you have to literally jog past the defense. Now, considering that City has the same kind of players, same mentality in terms of pressing high, not stopping after a couple of goals, and keeping in mind United's form, bad times.
I think no. I honestly think you're not gonna give them a good fight. What's gonna happen is City is obviously gonna be out on the front foot. First of all, when you asked Ethan the comfortable win earlier, it wasn't a comfortable win for City. City are under a lot of pressure right now. They got lucky with the penalty not given, so it wasn't a comfortable victory against Everton at all. But I think United are gonna thrive on the fact that City are gonna play attacking football and they're gonna own possession of the ball because once United have possession, they don't know what to do with the ball. They like big teams and they like playing big teams because they don't get to see the ball that much, and when they play on the counter, they're quick. You should start Rashford, you should start Ronaldo, obviously. You should start people with speed. I think even Elanga, is his name Elanga? I'm not too sure. You should start him because I think United are lethal against good teams because they don't have possession of the ball and they hit them on the counter. So I think United will pull off a win this time.
This is like you catch a cocky scouser in Merseyside being Elanga? Is his name Elanga? That guy? Elanga?
You just called Man United a more expensive West Ham United, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Please.
But like, at least West Ham know what to do with the ball when they have the ball at their feet. United don't know what to do when they have.
We know what to do with it. We just can't execute it. But coming back to Vicky, now again, the times we've beaten City, it's been hard fought, but we've not conceded against them. But when we tend to concede against the big teams, we tend to concede heavy. Now, is that going to play in the minds, or has the Ole era gone? Has the Ranić era come in where even if you're losing by only one goal or a couple of goals?
No, I think if you historically look at the derbies, the Manchester derby, I mean, like, I'll just digress for 1 sec. You know, when Ethan was born, they had a certain midfielder called Ilano Bloomer.
Yeah.
Who has since come, played ISL and has now retired from that.
Chennai NFC.
So like we are talking about like a 10-year, like, you know, like let's see the last 10 years, the derby games, they've been hard fought, no doubts about that. They've been very surprising winners who have scored it. But the games have been very different. When City has been on the top of United, they've just gone for the kill. 4 goals, 6 goals. They've never stopped. But on the other hand, with United, whenever United is leading, it's always been like score an early goal, control the game, score a couple of goals, wait for your luck. And then there are the Rooney volley and, you know, like all those lovely goals like next Scotty suddenly finding the swerve from center line, etc. But yeah, I think any coach would really look at United's present situation. And with Pogba, Bruno, Fred available with the lungs, and like Scotty said, he starts Elanga, I wouldn't start Rashford, honestly, to be honest. I think Jadon is on a good form right now. Plus, Jadon is someone who like to take on people, like, you know, like someone like Kyle Walker, you met him twice, you never know what he does on the next move. So yeah, defensive frailties definitely, but I think this is going to be a game to be won on the midfield. Whoever controls the midfield is going to win this game. And I don't know what Rangnick will do, but if I was in his place, I would pack the midfield 4-5-1 for this game.
I was in his place, I would play 16 players every game, so we don't concede. But Ethan, now coming back, he mentioned Kyle Walker. Now, most of the players that, you know, Pep plays in terms of Foden, Mahrez, Sterling, they get him goals. You know, your midfield is pretty much sorted in terms of KDB, Bernardo, Rodri, and, you know, all these other guys. But again, your right back is always a fight between Cancelo, Walker, and Stones. Now, Walker, I don't know what the problem is, but whenever he plays, does not perform. Now, is that probably the only weak link or the weak spot for you to concede a goal in this game?
I'm not actually sure, but I'd choose Cancelo any day over Walker. He's not having the best season at the moment. He's been a little bit clumsy, though his speed is there. He's wise. He's played under Pep for a few years now. And I think Pep puts him in there to guide the younger players. But yeah, he's definitely a weak link.
And your predicted 3 in midfield?
Yes. 3 in midfield, of course, I think if we are not man-marked too heavily, we will dominate the midfield. But other than that, yeah, the midfield has a tough fight.
Okay, I want to ask you for a predicted scoreline on this one. Are you going back top of the table?
Yes, hopefully.
There was a yes and there was a hopefully.
They have to be top of the table. They're 6 points behind. They still have to play a game.
Yeah, I mean, but you'll still catch up. No, Liverpool fans have already won the game in hand.
That game in hand is no, we've not.
No, they're 3 points behind even with the.
Buddy, the young kids know.
Yeah.
They do not become cocky like us. After 20 titles each, you can say whatever shit and then just rely on history. Like, oh, we've been there, we've done that. These guys are like winning it now. They're living in the moment. It's like the Arsenal invisible fans. You know, 2 of them are in my office. One of them has currently been demoted back to an associate after being a principal associate for 3 years because he couldn't get over it. So it's okay. Let them be.
Seems like a really stressful day at court, but Vicky, I'm going to ask you for a scoreline.
I think 2-1 to United. And possibly after United go down 1 goal, they'll come back and score 2.
It's also because, I mean, City at home have not been as good as United have been away. So that is probably the only thing that is, making a difference here. But Michael, a scoreline.
I think City are going to win. I think they'll win 2-1. But it'll be comfortable.
Of course you will. Yeah. So that you come within 3 points. And Scott?
I think I'm with Vicky on this one. I think it's going to be maybe a 2-1 or a 1-0 where United are just going to defend their hearts out and get that one chance and score that 1 goal, or get those 2 chances and score those 2 goals. Or it's going to be a hammering for United if it can either go like that way, or it can go really bad. So I don't know. It's either
I'm predicting the latter. I'm always predicting the latter.
I'm hopeful. Come on, United.
Yeah, I mean, if Fred's playing, it's either 2-0 or 6-0. There's no in between.
Exactly.
But I'm quickly going to run through the rest of the games. We have a couple of double games as well. Quickly, Scott, Leicester Leeds. I mean, they both Leeds just losing Bielsa. And Leicester is, I mean, probably having the most inconsistent season. So where's that going?
Yeah, but Leicester are just finding form. So there's no question about it. I think Leicester are going to run all over Leeds. Leeds are a little dismantled at this point in time. You can see it there. It's not like they're scoring goals and conceding a lot of goals. Now they're just like conceding a lot of goals. The scoring goals is even gone. I mean, Rafinha is the only one who's turning up here and there for them. I think ever since Bamford got that injury, it's been kind of downhill for Leeds.
Downhill,
so it's an easy Leicester win.
And Ethan, after stealing Jack Grealish from Villa, they're at home to Southampton. Where's that one going?
I think it's going Aston Villa's way. They're a strong team with Phil Coutinho in also now. And they're really I think they're gonna win.
Michael, your London rivals taking on Burnley. Chelsea not looking too good defensively like they would, do in the earlier stages of the season. They've conceded 2 to, I think, Luton Town in midweek. So Burnley's not doing too badly though. They beat Spurs. They beat United. Where's that one?
Doesn't count.
No, so I think especially in that transfer swap, when they bought Weghorst and they got rid of Chris Wood, right? I think Burnley have come up really well in that particular transfer thing. I think Weghorst has really found his feet really quickly in the season, and he's perfect for the way Burnley play. I think Burnley actually have a chance of holding their own against Chelsea. I think it will be a draw.
Okay, Vicky, Newcastle, Brighton. Newcastle losing Trippier, big loss to them because he was getting a couple of goals. He was playing well. But Brighton seem a different team this season. They're in the top half. They're playing some beautiful football. They're getting the goals.
Yeah, but the next game, the Norwich-Brentford game is what really, because of the position in the table, I think Newcastle will take it. Just because they know they're more desperate to win than Brighton at this point of time in the season. And given they know that there's a 6-pointer happening at the same time next to them, it just takes them away from where they are currently. And the other thing is that Newcastle is suddenly starting to play more like a team. You find them a little more nipping it up there, not depending on, that's obviously there. Chelsea is going to be very rich in another week's time once the team is sold. So, but anyway, the whole point is, I think Newcastle may just snip it this time, given the fact that they need it more.
And Michael, Wolves versus Crystal Palace. Now, Wolves are compact at the back, but Palace and especially Zaha, is suddenly come to life. He's got a lot of form. Cracker of a game, according to me, because you have one team that does not concede a lot of goals. It's probably among the top 3 or 4 in the least goals conceded. And then there's suddenly Crystal Palace, who are playing a different brand of football under Vieira, and they're actually playing some really good attacking stuff.
Yeah, I applaud Vieira because I think he's really done a great job coming in, and he's really transformed the team into something which is really solid. I mean, before it was basically Zaha. Even when he did something, it would be out of the blue, and you'd have to work on that. But now, as a team, they work together, and Zaha is actually fit, because that was the issue Zaha always had before. Even when he went to Manchester United, he was always that talent that you couldn't fit into the system. But somehow or the other, Vieira's been able to do it, and I actually think Crystal Palace have a better chance than Wolves this particular time.
And Ethan, of taking you to Sunday, Watford versus Arsenal. Now, Arsenal are in comfortable, they're in comfortable territory for top 4. But then again, Watford lately have not been conceding so many goals. They've nicked a couple of points here and there. Where's that game going to go?
I think it's going to go Arsenal's way. Arsenal have been playing very well, have come back, and the form is really starting to shape under the manager. And Watford got a little bit lucky versus Man United, I'd say, in the 0-0 draw. But yeah, I think Arsenal are going to win.
He's still supporting Arsenal. You want detention or?
He's also supporting United. And Watford got lucky against United, which they did.
Yeah, I mean, but Watford is also the reason that, Ole went out one game later. Otherwise, we would have had Conte. But that is, speaking of Conte, Scott, Spurs versus Everton. Spurs, they beat City, they lose to Burnley, they get knocked out of the cup. I don't know. I mean, it's very haywire in that club.
No, I think it's an easy Everton win, and it's going to be a cooling for Everton because they're coming off a good win as well from the FA Cup. They're building with confidence at this point in time. He's building a squad over there in Anfield. So I don't know what's happening with Spurs. I've never known what's been happening with Spurs. If Son doesn't turn up, no one turns up. It's that simple. So it's not easy win, I think, for Everton.
And Vicky, you spoke about Norwich, who is up against Chelsea.
Yeah.
Anything from that game or dead rubber one side?
Honestly, if they lose to Brentford, I don't know if they will have anything left to play in that game. But again, we have always seen in the EPL that any of the bottom team can come on its day midweek, screw the happiness of a top team and just walk away. So, I mean, obviously Chelsea are in a very comfortable spot unless their mind goes to this whole owner issue and other things. At this point of time, I think Chelsea should be comfortable.
Yeah, and but who better than a United fan to know about bottom teams?
Scott, what's the name of your owner in the league that you are the manager of by chance? I thought you were just dissing Spurs right now, right? And he's the manager of some hot Spurs.
That's a separate conversation.
Oh, yeah. No, I just want to check.
It's getting personal. But anyway, Michael, I'm going to take you to Southampton Newcastle. Now, Southampton, not surprisingly actually, but they're playing some really good football. They've gotten some really good players. And specifically, Walker-Peters and Ward-Prowse they've turned their form from last season on its head. I mean, Walker-Peters is a lot more attacking than he used to be. And speaking purely from fantasy football, Ward-Prowse is getting more points than I ever expected him to get.
Yeah, but considering the fact that I have players from both teams in my fantasy team, I'm hoping something.
Why do you have players from Newcastle?
Oh, this is our draft team actually. So it's a draft league. It's a different system. Either way, I actually think this is going to be that will actually be a cracker of a match to watch, because I think that's going to be open-ended and you're going to see a lot of goals flowing through. You mentioned Southampton's players who are coming well. Newcastle's players are coming in well. Willock has been really good for them recently. He's been doing well for them. And I think he's showing his level. As in, like, he left Arsenal and he's finally showing that he can...
Everyone leaves Arsenal and shows level.
That's there.
I can count Nasri, Van Persie, Clichy. Lots of them. Full
Arsenal have the most number of players who have won league titles after leaving Arsenal. I think
you have one goalkeeper who's probably kept you in the season. Who's from Arsenal.
Fabianski
So,
for the win.
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I think that's going to be a damn exciting match to watch. I think there's going to be high scoring at the very least. I don't know about the score, but I think it's going to be very high scoring.
And Ethan, I want to take you back to Watford, who play Wolves. Again, KG affair, both these teams not known for scoring a lot of goals. Watford, again, I'll say it again, recently known to not conceding a lot as well under new management. So is this stalemate, or do you think Wolves is stronger?
I think Wolves is a little bit stronger. I mean, they're very compact in defense, like you said before, and they won't actually take Watford very lightly because they need the points. And I think, Wolves for the win.
And final game, Vicky, we have Leeds versus Steven Gerrard-led Aston Villa.
Leeds.
Again,
Leeds.
How can you
The minute
not
you
like
said
Gerrard?
Gerrard.
No, but how can you not like Gerrard?
No, I like him. He's brilliant. That's why Leeds will win.
I can't get
Gerrard will find the best way to get a draw out of the game. But Leeds players want to obviously show to the new manager that they belong. And someone somehow will find a goal. So yeah, Gerrard is a lovely guy. I really like him.
But I'm not really sure about Leeds.
He's the second Liverpool player that I really like after Torres. So,
I thought he was going to say Scott. But boys, that brings us to the end. Ethan, Michael, Vicky, Scott, thank you for joining us. It has been a pleasure. Ethan, like I said before, keep juggling that football. It's really good to see young talent, be involved in football from such a young age. And the sceneries you do it at is lovely. Vicky, probably carry some ice water with you to work and stop shaking Pogba's head. But Michael, thank you for joining us. Your internet did not give way this time.
Thank you.
And Scott,
which is a lucky omen for the match, by the way.
No, there's no omen. There's
no luck with Scott.
there's no luck with Scott. Imagine how lucky he is. He's finally getting chance to share the screen with me after like a year and a half.
Oh, man, I'm begging.
Exactly. But boys, thank you for joining us. Cracker of a weekend. Hopefully United will survive and West Ham will win. But okay, finally true feelings came out. But thank you guys and stay safe.
Thank you.
See you, boys.
See you guys.